Okay, say where we are.
Okay, we're at Hooters in Toronto.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Confessions of the Porno Clerk.
Yeah, okay, go.
Over the years, I've served the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. I can say my professional opinion, based on the years of service, all types of people rent porn.
Me.
A lot of people ask, what do people rent? Well, there are exceptions to every rule. I found the dorky men rented the big titty and handjob movies. Talking with them, they told me the handjob movies reminded them of the rub and tugs they go to. Black men like black women, but sometimes Asian and Latinos. I was told by a black acquaintance that black men like Latin movies because they hate themselves. I thought this was crap. However, to my acquaintance's credit, the black men who rented Latin movies were all rich. Businessmen always rented she-males. However, some rented more the fetish fare. They like rough sex, and the more rich and the more powerful, the more sexually submissive they were. Joe Average rented the stag, oral, and couple appeal for them and the wife. The ones that would get the oral would tell me that their wife does not give them oral sex. Young men love lesbians, older men love young girls. The hardcore fans got classic special interests and European porn. Athletic men would rent anal and bisexual porn. These were guys that would hang out the gym a lot, the kind that hang out in the change room naked, looking at their muscles in the mirror. Male ribbon cunts and church people always get the MILF stuff. To my shock, good-looking men tend to get the fat girl porn. When I asked about this, they told me the girls they usually go around with were usually skinny. Sometimes when in bars or coffee houses, I saw them with the wife. They were all skinny and slender women. Again, these are exceptions to the rule. This is only what I saw in the majority of cases. And it's all in my new book, Confessions of the Porno
Clerk.
By Ivor.
Can you, yep.
I urge everybody to go out and get this book. It is a financial display. Sorry, I'm being distracted. It is a fine display of how social liberties in this country have gone down for people like me and maybe even for people like you.
Yeah, alright.
Wonderful.
Yeah, isn't another like great cover page?
There you go.
Those nipples, but
Okay, there you go.
okay. Yep. Work doing good? Work running well?
Yeah.
Great.
So everybody out there in YouTube land, buy my book. Okay, I swear to God, it is so fascinating.
You realize that all of my friends on YouTube are not gonna actually know you, so you might as well say your full name and where basically you are from, so they actually understand.
Well, I don't get into where I'm from, but my name is Ivor Cornuda.
Okay.
For 8.5 years, I worked in an adult store in the middle of small town Canada, where it's a lot more rough to put an adult store than it is in Toronto, where we're in.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, from my personal experience, if you're a man, not only working in a porn store, but even when you're working in a regular store, you're still screwed. You know, we like to mouth off about how we have labor laws in the system that works for us, but many white men are totally ignorant to the idea that we have a system that actually works against us and does screw us over. You know, part of writing my book is about creating the discussion for change. You know, I'm not even instigating the change myself. I'm simply asking other people, you know, do they agree with me in my situation, in my plight? And not only that, but you got to admit, it's a very fun, fascinating book. As most of you on YouTube already know, that it has been a sexually shocking experience, and I've enjoyed. And no, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed every minute of it. And to tell you the truth, if everybody wasn't an asshole to me, I wouldn't have a book. It would be a very boring story. It would be bin numbers, categorization, blah 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 blah.
You mean those times when you made it inside the store, right?
Well,
that's in the book, right? That's
in the book.
Yeah.
I talk about some incidents which may or may not be fiction. Because my story is fiction.
Yeah.
Decision to do it fiction came out of the idea of not wanting revenge. If I wanted revenge, I could name the owner. I could name the community.
Which he was an asshole, right?
I actually do name the community involved.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's naming it for change and change only. This is not really a personal vendetta for me, as much as it's. Sorry, I'm being distracted like crazy.
Yeah, all of the nice, playful things that's going around, right?
What you gotta understand is the waitresses are all going that way. And I'm trying to talk to you here.
No.
It's very, very distracting.
Yeah.
Here I am trying to talk about civil liberties, and I've got tits around me, which is kind of ironic because in the last 8.5 years I did have tits around me. And I did have to go through the whole treadmill of social liberties to discover that never really existed and blah, 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 blah. I will take this time out now to say that I'm kind of, oh God, I'm being distracted again.
You mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I will take this time out to say that, this whole Zundel thing, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
By every stretch of the imagination. I didn't agree with making up a law to throw him in prison. And I didn't agree with the fact that made-up law ended up hurting a lot of people.
Yeah.
There were actually 2 people that got arrested, believe it or not, for writing a letter to their MP.
Yep.
Because of the provisions that were on Section 13. And I can understand if you said something racist or sexist on television or on YouTube for that matter.
Yeah.
But, when you're communicating with your own member of parliament, you're basically creating a section of people that are not allowed to participate in the democratic process, and that's when you create desperate people, and that's when you create anarchy. And what can I say except I'm trying my best to get the word around. That's not going to work.
No.
If you ask me, he should have stayed in Canada so everyone can laugh at him. That would have been funny.
Oh yeah, that really would have been funny. Okay, so it's basically that day because you're up to 8 full minutes.
Yeah, I guess that's about it for now.
Yeah. So it's the end?
It's the end.
Okay, bye.